Hello, I'm Thomas Fuller from Omny Law, and in this module we'll be looking at your responsibilities as a line manager when it comes to health and safety at work in the UK. Health and safety can sound like something that sits with the business or within a specialist team, and whilst employers may elect a health and safety representative or form a health and safety committee to address health and safety matters, in practice, no one person is responsible for protecting the workforce of an employer. This means that everyone has their own part to play in keeping safe at work, but a lot of what keeps people safe day to day comes down to how you, as a line manager, plan the work of your team, how you respond when concerns are raised, and how you follow your organisation's policies to ensure your team are working in accordance with safe practices. Most legal problems I see don't start with a major accident. They start with small issues that are ignored, minimised or never written down, and suddenly become big problems, but only when it's too late. In the UK, the Health and Safety at Work Act places duties on both employers and employees when it comes to health and safety. Firstly, employers must take reasonable steps to protect the health, safety and welfare of their employees. This would include providing the right equipment and training to your employees, ensuring their surroundings are safe, and taking action to avoid any risks which may inadvertently crop up whilst working. But equally, employees must also take reasonable care of themselves and others that may be affected by their acts or omissions at work. This would include following safety instructions on how to use certain equipment, following guidance or approved practices on carrying out the work that they do, whilst also avoiding doing anything of their own volition that would put someone else at harm. The detail is slightly different in Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and in Northern Ireland, health and safety is enforced by the Health and Safety Executive for Northern Ireland, rather than the Health and Safety Executive, but the expectations of line managers are very similar wherever you are in the UK. And whilst you're not expected to be a health and safety expert, the law does expect you to follow your organisation's health and safety policies, make sure your team understands and follows them, take concerns and incidents seriously rather than brushing them aside. When it comes to managing health and safety in the workplace, you should consider your duty as comprising of 4 main steps. Firstly, know. Know the key health and safety policies and procedures that apply to your team. For example, incident reporting, lone working, home working guidance and risk assessments, including the duty to complete risk assessments for newly expectant mothers. And also make sure new starters and existing team members get the right training and know how to raise concerns about health and safety in the workplace. Secondly, check. This means keeping an eye on how work is actually being done, not just on how it should be done based on your organisation's written policies. This will also require you to check that equipment, workspaces and systems are being used safely and as intended. You should also pay attention to the workload of your employees, because health and safety includes not just physical hazards, but also it includes the employee's mental health and well-being. Thirdly, act. If someone raises a concern about faulty equipment, unsafe behaviour, or feeling unsafe at a client site, don't just ignore it. Take any practical steps you can immediately to avoid a concern becoming an injury. This may include steps such as pausing unsafe work, rearranging tasks, or providing extra support or different equipment to complete the task as safely as possible. You should also escalate more serious issues or anything you're unsure about to your health and safety lead, safety committee or HR, depending on how your organisation is set up. Finally, record. Use your organisation's reporting processes to record incidents, near misses and safety concerns. Make notes of conversations where people raise safety or well-being issues, especially if you've agreed specific actions, because good records help show that you took reasonable steps if something is later questioned. Some of the most common mistakes I see are downplaying concerns because nothing serious has happened yet. Preventative steps to avoid accidents are better than reactive ones when somebody has already been injured. The second is treating health and safety as a one-off induction topic, rather than something to regularly review. Health and safety is as important on day one as it is on any other day of the week. The next is focusing only on physical risks. Good health and safety management includes being mindful of stress or bullying to the point where it is affecting an employee's health. And finally, failing to report or escalate incidents or near misses because they seem minor or aren't worth bothering anyone about. You should always pause and get advice if there's been an accident or near miss that could have caused serious harm. Someone says they feel unsafe doing their job, health issues such as stress or harassment are raised, or you're being asked to meet targets in a way that feels unsafe for your team. In those situations, involve your health and safety lead, HR, or your senior manager before you move forward. You should also remain mindful that more serious work-related incidents are reportable to the health and safety executive, including the death of a worker, or someone who has suffered a fracture, amputation, blinding, or a crush injury, amongst many other types of injury. You should also seek advice in these circumstances too. Thank you very much for watching, and you can find more practical resources on health and safety for line managers on the Breathe Growth Academy.